This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. Delta Airlines is increasing its services to the Caribbean with new seasonal Saturday-only flights from New York's JFK Airport to Turks and Caicos, Antigua and Grenada. The company said it was introducing the new flights as a response to an increased demand for more connections between the U.S. cities and those Caribbean tourist destinations. Regional Manager for Delta in the Caribbean, Maria Fernanda Price, in a release said the Caribbean is very important to Delta's success and the airline is diligently working to meet customers' expectations by offering increased connectivity, enhanced onboard services and state-of-the-art technology applied to travel. Turks and Caicos Islands Director of Tourism, Ralph Higgs, said the additional airlift from Boston will undoubtedly make the Turks and Caicos more attractive to potential vacationers traveling from the eastern seaboard of the United States or connecting through these gateways. Trinidad and Tobago's Civil Aviation Authority has issued JetBlue its operating license to begin service to Port of Spain, the Ministry of Transport in that country has announced. The New York City-based carrier will begin daily non-stop service from New York to Port of Spain beginning February 24, 2014, with daily non-stop service from Fort Lauderdale to Port of Spain to begin on May 1, 2014. Trinidad and Tobago Tourism Minister Chandresh Sharma said they look forward to welcoming JetBlue and its award-winning service to TNT. JetBlue's service will offer a high-quality experience for business and leisure travelers alike, in keeping with the Trinidad and Tobago's government's vision to grow the tourism sector. Trinidad is the latest new destination for JetBlue, which has been rapidly expanding its service across the Caribbean. Getting to St. Vincent and the Grenadines could be a whole lot easier by the end of next year. The government said the Argyle International Airport project remains on schedule to complete at the end of 2014. The runway earthworks are approximately 85% complete, and the passenger terminal is 91% complete. The airport is being built on a 275-acre site, with the finished runway planned for 9,000 feet in length and 150 feet in width, long enough to receive Boeing 747s. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves disclosed recently that the project needed $80 million for completion, and he said the funding had been procured through a combination of land sales and bank loans. The total cost of the project is expected to exceed $200 million according to reports. Speculations are that major air carriers are waiting until the airport is complete to officially sign on for new routes to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and when that does happen, it could be a transformational event for the country's tourism industry. The main island of St. Vincent is served by the E.T. Joshua Airport, which largely hosts intra-island service within the Grenadines chain and the region. There is also a jet airport on the Grenadine island of Canouan, along with smaller airports on the islands of Bequia, Mustique, and Union Island, which accommodates smaller aircraft. 13 Jamaicans were denied entry into Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday night, detained and sent back to Jamaica on the first flight Wednesday morning. According to the Jamaica Observer, the 13 Caribbean nationals had their passports confiscated by the Trinidadian immigration officers and were ordered to sit on a wooden bench throughout the night before they were rudely bundled on a Caribbean Airlines flight on which the majority of the Reggae Boys football team were also on, making their way home after a friendly match at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Among those turned away from their fellow Caribbean community state was Ann Gordon, who was given the task of chaperoning an 11-year-old girl to see her father, who resides in that country, with his Trinidadian wife. However, both Gordon and the girl were denied entry despite carrying CARICOM passports. In a recent ruling in the landmark case involving Shanique Myrie against the Barbadian government, the CCJ ruled that where a CARICOM national is refused entry into a member state, that national should be given the opportunity to consult an attorney or a consular official of his or her country, or to contact a family member. The Jamaicans claimed that this was not done, saying they were threatened to sign a refusal of entry form or spend the night in jail. For years, Jamaicans have complained that they have been subjected to substandard treatment at the hands of Trinidadian airport officials. Meantime, Jamaica's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade has raised concerns about the number of Jamaicans who have been denied entry to the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in recent times. Guyana has launched a $5,000 note that will go into circulation on December 9. Bank of Guyana Deputy Governor Dr. Gobin Ganga said an awareness campaign would be launched before the note goes into circulation. The Bank of Guyana said the new note would significantly reduce the number of notes that it would be required to process in the fast approaching holiday season. 1 Guyana dollar is equal to 1 cent US. The note carries 2 track threads with optically variable and metallic print properties and a blind mark for the visually impaired and partially sighted. Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh, who unveiled the new note, said over the years there has been significant growth in Guyana's economy and in the level of economic activities transacted at various levels. Singh also called on Guyanese businesses to reduce the amount of large cash transactions and use other banking options such as ATM, credit cards, and checks. The Turks and Caicos Islands has secured $65,000 in funding from the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office for a study and project on spiny lobsters in TCI waters. The initiative will look at ways to improve the habitat for spiny lobsters, which have seen catch numbers fall over the past 5 years. It is believed this has been due to the reduction in the quality and quantity of lobster habitat, according to the TCI government. The project will also teach local fishermen how to construct and deploy artificial lobster habitats, or casitas. Director of TCI's Department for the Environment and Maritime Affairs, Kathleen Wood, said the project represents an excellent opportunity for improved spiny lobster habitat in the Turks and Caicos waters. She said numerous studies have indicated that artificial habitats increase the abundance and biomass of lobsters in areas where habitat is limited, and the TCI is grateful to the FCO for funding the work. The project will last for up to a year, with another 3 years of monitoring of the lobster's habitat's progress. For the JTV Caribbean News, I am Sean Rose.
Coming up next on JTV News, Premier Smith responds to opposition member Julian Fraser's many questions on McAlpine and the Prospect Reef development. And JTV News took to the streets to find out if people are already feeling the Christmas spirit.